I have been waiting 2 years to make this video for you because, oh boy, do I have something for you. I'm going to show you something from a YouTube creator named Ryan Trahan that is often touted as being one of the most authentic creators on this platform. Well, watch this.
So let's go inside and make ourselves at home.
Let's do it.
Go.
I can't be the only one who has had this thought before. The camera had to be present in the room to capture that reaction. And that isn't the only thing that's going on here. What's going on here goes far deeper and speaks to a technique that can absolutely transform your content. It's way simpler than you'd think. In fact, the results from this are so huge that for the second time ever, we're going outside to film.
No.
Howdy everyone, Nate here. We talk about people who are so magnetic, who just seem to exude charisma, or we talk about videos that seem to feel so real and raw. And we often follow it up with, well, they're just like that. My premise here is that while for some people it may be more of an innate capability, for most people, it can be acquired. And I call it engineered authenticity. And it's the answer as to why some creators are able to just talk in front of a camera and get millions of views. Or someone's able to upload a really relatively raw piece of content and have it perform exceptionally well. It's absolutely a shortcut to making your videos dramatically more engaging. So what is engineered authenticity and how exactly can you do it? And I wanted to write down this equation for you, but I can't find my whiteboard. I think it's somewhere around here. Where did it go? So here's the equation. Reality plus performance equals engineered authenticity. So what is the reality part? It's the humanity, the emotion, the communication, the personality, the real lived experiences, or the events as they actually happened as you were making a piece of content. Performance, on the other hand, is the playing up. It's the emphasizing things above normal. It's storytelling, and it's focusing only on the most important moments within that footage. In a nutshell, it's capturing and facilitating the most interesting things to occur within your video. So I will apologize in advance for either ruining or enhancing your YouTube viewing experience. And another example from that same creator, Ryan Trahan, I present to you walking into a new location and reacting to it.
I think we should go inside.
Let's go.
I'm excited. Oh my god.
No way.
It's huge.
This thing is gargantuan.
So let's break those down using this engineered authenticity equation. The performance was grabbing the camera and filming it. In fact, people have enjoyed making fun of this. There was a post recently on Reddit called Ryan at Every Airbnb, where they say Ryan walks inside to set up a camera for his reaction. And then they say, also Ryan, pretending to see the Airbnb for the first time. Oh, look how amazing this is. So back to our equation. The reality here is, as far as we know, the overall visiting of that Airbnb is the first time that they are experiencing it. And we don't necessarily know if that's actually the first time seeing it or not. If someone else placed the camera inside, or if Ryan covered his eyes, placed the camera, and then walked out, and then uncovered his eyes to experience it for the first time. We're going to talk more of the nuances of this here in a moment as I talk about a couple of the pitfalls that I will see creators fall into as they're attempting to do this. But first, let's walk through rapid fire what this looks like in action so you can begin to apply this engineering of your own authenticity. Reality, you sneeze while you're recording a video.
Always weird, Mom. Did something happen? No. Did you fail your math test? No.
Sorry.
I mean...
Okay, so you get... I gotta drink some water. The performance is you react to it and maybe play it up just a little bit. So how engineered authenticity was applied? The humanness of sneezing, which nearly every human does sneeze, was actually kept. The footage was kept in there. Next, you tend to waffle on and say too much when you explain something you're excited about. Performance would be, as you're editing the video, do a chipmunk speed fast forward of that footage and then acknowledge it after the fact as you're recording. And it was done intentionally to emphasize how interested or excited you were about the topic that you waffled on about. Another one, you're good at financial spreadsheets. Performance, you put little inside jokes into the spreadsheets for the videos for the audience to find. They become like a look and find type of experience, and it becomes an ongoing tradition with your audience. But because you know you're making a video for this, you start adding in little performative elements. So the engineered authenticity here is an extra layer of interest was added, and it becomes a tradition with your audience. Let's say you get sick of playing a certain portion of a game that you're doing a playthrough of. Maybe it's too much grind or it's too repetitive. What if you performed it up a little bit by saying every time you're riding your steed and you pass a certain model, 3D model of a tree, you add a tally mark to a big whiteboard behind you. And you turn it into a game with you and the audience, so when you get to 1,000 of that same 3D model of a tree that you saw in this really boring part of the video game, I'm not speaking from experience, the engineered authenticity result here is something new and performative was made from something mundane. Another one, you're watching a video on YouTube and it's hopefully being helpful and insightful to you thus far. The performance would be you booping the like button on that video, and the engineered authenticity would be Nate saying, "Thank you for doing that." Wow, that was one of my, shall we say, more performative inserts of asking people to boop the like button that I've done before. Performative, we'll keep it at that. But another example, let's say you're doing cooking content. You made a really nice dish that you are sharing in your video. The performance could be, and this is a brand choice, you show the beautiful dish, you show the aesthetic thing, and then you point out the mess around it. You know, the frame looks really nice, and then you zoom out and there's all the mess around the dish. This is engineered authenticity because the audience is allowed to connect with both sides of your brand even more deeply, the performative upfront as well as the rawness. Now, one of the interesting aspects that I'm very familiar with of taking this reality and repeating myself and adding the engineered authenticity is a lot of times I or you will capture a lot more footage than you end up finally using in the final take. And I'm going to talk more about why we want to do that here in a moment. And to solve that, one of the perfect ways I have found is a tool called Gling that I actually paid for and used for many months to edit my own videos, yes, on this channel before I ever became a partner with them. Because what Gling does, and I want you to try it out after this, is it will take all of your raw footage. I will often have like an hour's worth of raw footage, and it will auto cut repetitions. It will pick the best take. And then with single clicks, you can edit your video, enhance it, enhance the audio, as well as add zooms or remove zooms and remove padding between awkward pauses. Like right now, that would have been a great time editor to use Gling to, there was a pause there.
Gling.
Pauses, like right now. That would have been a great.
Yeah. Done, and
pauses. So much so that I have had people tell me in the comments on this. So much so that I've had many people in the comments on this video tell me how it's taking 5 times less time to edit a video because they're using it. So I highly recommend it, and yes, I got you an awesome deal using my link in the description and pinned comment on this video. Now we have a big question to answer here. Why? Why should we be engineering authenticity? At some point, every creator reaches a point where they need to find more meaning and motivation behind what they're doing. I've seen the pattern time and time again where a creator starts off, they're very excited, maybe they have a growth period and there's this natural enthusiasm. And then for many, over a period of time, the enthusiasm, the rawness, the authenticity kind of peters off over time. What can be done in those moments? In those moments, a creator can begin to engineer authenticity and get a more predictable energy output from themselves, but also a more predictable result from their audience. And like I said at the beginning, many creators take this concept of engineered authenticity and grow an entire massive multi-million subscriber channel just by doing this. In fact, while I was preparing this video, I found another channel that is absolutely exploding right now in the music space. This is an example of what one of their shorts looks like. Now, I haven't spoken with Roya directly, but I don't think that that's exactly how the creation of that song played out. I don't think so. I think a little bit of performativeness was included in there. But is it working? Yes, it is. But does it tell a compelling story? Yes, it does. All right, we need to talk the major pitfalls that I see creators fall into as they are attempting to engineer authenticity. I want to forewarn you about these things as you're testing it out. First, engineering authenticity is a bit of a slippery slope. Using the creator Ryan Trahan again as an example, should the clips of him waking up in the morning not be included because they didn't happen exactly like that? Does including those clips make a better video? Is it wrong? Another example, if we're in the hunt for having the perfect take for our video, how many takes do we need before we get it just right? What if because of the sequencing of things, you aren't able to capture that interesting moment that you wanted in your footage? Should it be staged? What I'm getting at here is it's a bit of a gray area, and one of the best ways I found to work around it is to set yourself some rules. These are the things that I will do, and these are the things that I won't do. And what I consider to be a good example of this in action is the creators Good Mythical Morning. They have their main channel where they have this show, and it's fairly authentic, but it's staged, all the positioning and all of that. But then behind the scenes, they have a podcast called Ear Biscuits where they talk about the rawness. It's a way of covering both bases. Next major issue that you might run into as you're attempting to do this is showing more rawness than is attractive in a piece of content. These are the things that not many people talk about, but you and I will because we're going there. Let's turn this into a story. I will often see a creator who starts off, they're in very much the reality side of things, and they include various forms of footage in their video. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. And as this creator is learning more about the platform, they'll start to see, when I do certain things, the audience drops off. Therefore, I'm going to start cutting back on these more raw moments. And then what will often happen is that creator will get lost in this pursuit of only keeping the most high retention moments in their footage. Until the creator watches a video like this, where someone says, hey, authenticity is winning over YouTube, it's the new thing. And then they go, oh yeah, I need to put more raw stuff in. And then they go right back to putting too much raw. It is ironic to me that the best engineered authenticity is either A, pointed out and acknowledged by the creator, or B, completely invisible. The engineered flow of the video is so effective that the viewer doesn't even realize, hey, there was already a camera in that room to capture that shot. In fact, the perfect pair for this engineering authenticity as you're applying it to your channel is this video.